Hello ladies and gents, I'm Gabriel the Gamer, and welcome back to some more Doki Relapse. We're picking up where we left off when we have just left the club. We came home in a panic because Yuri was coming over, and we had basically a major meltdown and a seizure trying to clean up the house and make everything look good for Yuri. At least I think that's what happened. I don't know. That's what I would do if I had a guest coming over. Anyways, let's continue, shall we? Okay, wait. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay. Oh, gee. I just put my fingers down on my WAS keys, thinking that I would have to move somewhere. I'm sorry. I just finished playing. I just finished making a video on Happy Wheels, and my brain is still thinking like. It's still thinking like maybe I should just keep moving forward. But no, all I gotta do is click. And apparently all I gotta do is take a deep breath and turn the handle. Oh, I was about to suggest maybe a doorknob, but it's a handle. It's a handle. Hello, Gabriel. All words escape me in this situation. God, she looks good. I forgot what route we took this time. Like in the previous, like how do you say? In the previous like playthrough of this, like because we remember seeing having the dream of Sayori. Remember that in the first episode? Because we the MC remembers all the events of the first week, so I'm not sure what route we took actually. Oh! Sorry, Yuri. I guess I'm just not used to seeing you outside of school. You look nice, by the way. Thank you. May I come in? Aren't you already in the house? Judging by the background. I immediately feel every cell in my body screaming at me. Yeah, that's what Yuri feels. Of course. I mentally scold myself as I close the door behind her. Calm down. It's just Yuri. Just Yuri. There's nothing to be afraid of. You have a beautiful home, Gabriel. Thanks. I'll admit that I did some tidying up before you came over. After all, I wouldn't want your first visit to be a disaster zone. I smile at her as I say this, but she seems hung up on something. First visit. Did you say something? No. Wait a minute! Oh. Wait, no. She doesn't remember... No. I don't know. I'm jumping to conclusions here about the relapse thing. Hold on. Okay. I appreciate your consideration, but I could have helped you clean. I actually find it quite relaxing. That's alright. And if that's the case, if you ever feel like taking a spa day, you could pay a visit to Sayori's room. She lives near here, is that correct? Yep. She lives in that house right over there. I point through the window at Sayori's house. I see. I understand how you've become such good friends after being near each other for so long. Yeah. We just sorta gravitated towards each other as kids. Eventually our parents became friends too, and everything just took off from there. How nice. Speaking of your parents, are they here? I haven't seen anyone else since I came in. No, they're out of town on business right now. Yuri takes a little too long to ponder this. Sorry if that makes you uncomfortable. I could invite Sayori over if you want. Don't worry, it's alright. Sayori tells us about how non-threatening you are. She's lying! Well, non-threatening towards these four, at least. Hey, what's that supposed to mean? Sorry, I didn't mean to upset you. It's alright, Yuri. I was only joking. In fact, I like seeing you like that. Like that? Yeah, you know. Smiling and joking around. You're really pretty when you smile. I suddenly feel the blood in my body flowing through my face as I realize what I just said. The coagulated blood. Well, most of it's coagulated. Thankfully, Yuri seems to be having the same problem. Thanks, Gabriel. Don't mention it. I was hoping my laugh would help diffuse the tension, but she still seems pretty stiff. Oh, and I was gonna ask, would you like a snack or maybe something to drink before we start the movie? I'll take some tea, if you have it. Should have guessed. Coming right up. I head over to the kitchen and stand still and look around. I spot the tea sitting behind the sink and make my way over to it. I grab the kettle and rinse it out before refilling it with water. As I'm doing this, I hear footsteps approaching me. Need a hand? She seems to have relaxed some. Thank goodness. Sure. Can you turn on one of the stove eyes for me? I proceed to hear the knob of the stove click as she flips on one of the eyes. Once the kettle has been lifted, I start to hand it to Yuri. Here, I was gonna look for the tea packages. Alright. She takes the kettle and sits it next to the oven. I rummage through the cabinets until I come across some tea bags. Yuri has a look of surprise on her face as I hand them to her. Oolong? Ah, oolong! I remember that. Huh? Oh yeah, my mom drinks it whenever she gets a headache. I see. What a coincidence! I'm actually quite fond of oolong myself. I'm glad to hear it. I do try to be a good host after all. She giggles as I flash a dumb smile. She really is pretty when she smiles. Indeed. If she keeps this up, I might not be able to handle it. What? Yuri places the tea bags into the kettle and places it on the eye. My eye! After... Sorry. Oh, god dingus, damn it. Hold on. My allergies are acting up again, damn it. And I have that phlegm in my throat again, damn it. Okay, after a while, the kettle begins to whistle and she takes it off. Meanwhile, I'm entranced by her surprisingly elegant movements. Long legs. I try to repress the hope that something does happen between us. I'm not on a mission right now. I have to focus! My nerves settle some as she begins pouring a cup of tea for me and herself. Be careful. It's pretty hot. Thanks, Yuri. I blow on the tea a little and take a sip. It tastes pretty good, but my head feels kind of funny as I drink it. Soon after, I feel a light throbbing in my eyes. Damn it, what now? Is the tea okay? I glance up at her and notice the look of concern on her face. Yeah, the tea's really good. I just thought of something is all. I understand. Is everything alright? Yep, everything's good. And thanks for asking, Yuri. I appreciate it. It's fine. After all, that's what friends are for, right? Seeing her like this makes my heart beat faster. Yeah. And I'm lucky to have one as good as you. Do you? Do you mean that? Why, of course I do. I'm not the type of person to say something like that insincerely. I mean it, Yuri. Honestly. Thank you, Gabriel. I'm glad to have you as a friend as well. I certainly hope so. I am quite a catch after all. You're beginning to sound like Natsuki. Oof. I hope that isn't a sensitive subject after what happened today. As if she read my mind, Yuri continues.
And, don't worry about what happened today. We made up after the club ended. Sorry I behaved like that. I don't know what...
It's fine. I don't think any less of you... I don't think... I don't think anything less of either of you. It just goes to show that you're passionate about your writing. And I can't be mad about something like that.
But I was...
Listen, Yuri. Remember what I said yesterday? You girls are like a family. And like a family, I expect you to disagree sometimes. It's okay, because I know you still care about each other. She takes a moment to gather her thoughts. I hope my speech worked. I don't want her to feel guilty the entire time she's here.
Thank you, Gabriel.
I can't help but notice that the way she said that seemed more sincere. We stand there looking at each other for a while before I remember why it is I invited her over. I guess it would be a good idea to watch that movie at some point.
Huh? Oh, I suppose it would be.
I lead her to the living room, teacups in hand. I pick up the remote and take a seat on the couch against the wall. Was it this one? I think it would be this one. Yuri, unsure of what to do, takes a seat on the couch opposite of me. Well, so she's in this one. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
With her approval, I begin the movie. After watching it for a while, I can't help but notice everything looks a little off. Not only that, but Yuri hasn't said a word since it started and has been sneaking glances at me. Ooh. I need to do something. Once I've built up some nerve, I begin my song and dance routine. Man, this sunlight is cooking me alive. It is summer after all. I stand up from my couch and walk over to the one Yuri is seated at. Once there, I plop down right next to her. You don't mind if I sit here, do you?
No! I mean, sorry. Of course you can sit there.
Thanks. I say this even though I was already sitting here when I asked. Yuri stays tense for a while, but as the movie continues, she loosens up some. She even points out differences between the movie and the book and laughs occasionally. She's got a sharp eye and I can't help but admire her. Heh, sharp. Sorry. That's an awful pun, I'm so sorry. About halfway through the movie, I notice that we've scooted closer to each other. What should I do? Should I put my arm around her? No, it's too soon for that. She probably doesn't even realize that we're sitting this close. I blush as I hear her laugh at the movie. Why is my heart beating so fast? Ugh. Why do my eyes feel like this? I can feel a throbbing sensation in the back of my eyes and realize my vision has become warped. What the fuck is going on? Does this have something to do with the margarine from yesterday? Is it like a side effect, or my thought process grinds to a halt as I feel something warm against my shoulder? I look over and realize that Yuri has begun to lean against me. Aww. The heat coming off my face right now is probably melting an ice cap somewhere. Yuri?
Huh?
She turns her face towards mine. We're so close together that I can feel her breathing on my neck. Why do I feel dizzy all of a sudden? This moment, however, doesn't last.
Sorry, I didn't realize. I didn't mean to.
Yuri?
I wasn't paying attention. It's easier to lean against something since my back.
Yuri?
You probably hate me now. I'll leave if you want me to.
Yuri! She freezes when she hears me raise my voice.
Gabriel.
It's alright, Yuri. You didn't do anything wrong.
No. I should have asked. I didn't mean to invade your personal space.
My heart hurts as I see the shame in her eyes. Listen to me, it's alright. You weren't invading my personal space. In fact, I'm glad you did what you did. It was nice. I can feel Antarctica falling apart as my face heats up even more.
Nice?
Oh, the music is different. It's slightly different from the original soundtrack. Well, yeah. It was comfortable, you know?
I see.
Several seconds pass without us making eye contact. Luckily, the TV saves the day as we both return our attention to it after a while. Damn it! I shouldn't have opened my big mouth, my gaping maw. If things were awkward between us now, I'm gonna beat my own ass. Yuri tries to stifle a laugh, but the job's already been done. Seeing her laugh relaxed all my nerves, and I can't help myself from doing the same. She looks at me, confused for a while, but I can't stop her. She looks at me, confused for a while, but can't stop herself from joining in. We sit there laughing together for several seconds. I have no clue what is going on in the movie, but honestly, I don't think she does either. Once we've both finished, we return our attention to the TV. Not 2 minutes go by before I once again find myself serving as a support for here. Is that supposed to be here or her? That's here, isn't it? That's gotta be here. Or maybe it's a typo. I don't know. Oh, what the hell? If not now, then when? I wrap my arm around her, who, to my surprise, responds by nudging deeper into my shoulder. Her hair smells nice. I smile as I think this, and have to repress a giggle. You know what? Screw my eyes. Screw the pain. If I drop dead right now, I'd die happy. I know it's selfish, but it's the truth. Oh, Scheisse. We continue to sit like this through the end of the movie. By this point, I'm practically colorblind and my eyes feel like they're in a toaster. But fuck it. You won't kill my mood. About halfway through the credits, I decide to ask, so what'd you think of the movie? I withdraw my arm as Yuri begins to straighten up. I have to strain just to see her clearly.
I enjoyed it. Perhaps not as much as the book, but I still thought it was a good film.
Well, I'm happy to hear that you liked it.
And thank you for showing it to me.
Don't mention it. In fact, I should be thankful for watching it with. In fact, I should be thanking you for watching it with me.
Huh? Why is that?
Well, you know, I enjoy your company. She quickly looks away to hide the blush on her face. I can't blame her though, because I do the same.
I enjoyed your company as well.
We both sit in silence for a moment as some of the tension dissipates. Would you still like to discuss the book?
Oh, yes. I actually brought my copy of it with me.
Yuri opens her bag and begins to search through it. While she's searching, I notice the light reflect off something shiny. Probably it's just some lipstick. Lipstick does not have the reflectability of a blade, okay? She looks up at me after digging through it through it for about a minute.
I'm sorry. I must have forgotten to put it in my bag before I left my house.
Don't worry about it. I can go check to see if I still have my copy. I stand up from the couch before she has time to object. I immediately regret my decision to stand up as fast as I feel lightheaded. I'll be back in just a second. I head towards the stairs and make my way up them slowly. The panic doesn't set in until I reach my bedroom. There's no way I have a copy of that book. All that knowledge came out of nowhere. Even though I know that I don't have the book, I search through my room hoping that a copy materializes from thin air. It's possible Dad has a copy of it in his study, but the door is probably locked. Renting a movie is one thing, but I'd have hell to pay if I broke in there. After looking for a while longer, I finally accept defeat. Damn. I'm sure we can still discuss it without the book. I tell myself this as I leave my room. About halfway down the steps, I see Yuri tugging at the wrist of her sleeve. Not again. No, Yuri, no. She turns to face me as I reach the final step. Sorry, I guess I must have misplaced it at some point.
It's quite alright. We can still discuss it from memory, if you want.
Sounds good to me. I reclaim my seat next to her, and we begin our discussion. As we go over the differences between the book and the movie, things we thought the book did better, and occasionally rewind the movie to point out certain details. Oh, I forgot that was a period, not a comma. After talking about it for a while, I feel my stomach growl. Hey, Yuri, would you like anything to eat while you're here?
Well,
she pulls her phone out to check the time.
I actually should be leaving soon. I should be home for dinner.
Alrighty. I stand up from the couch and stretch my arms. I suppose I won't waste any more of your time.
You're not wasting.
Yuri stops as she realizes I was only joking. Looks like you caught on to me, huh? Oh crap, settings. She stands up with a confidence that I've rarely seen her.
It looks as though you're going to have to try harder.
Well, I can't say no if it's for you. God, that was cheesy. I walk with her to the door, but stop her before she leaves. Last time I walked outside with a girl, things didn't end well. Ah.
Is something wrong, Gabriel?
Listen, about today. I had a really good time, and, Yuri stares at me as I try to compose myself. Maybe we can do this again sometime? It doesn't have to be a movie. We could read or just hang out together. As I try to regain my confidence, she simply smiles bashfully. Anyway, you know what I'm trying to say, so...
You're very thoughtful, Gabriel.
She takes a step closer to me, then softly squeezes my hand.
I kind of like that about you.
Well, I kind of like a lot of things about you. Before I have time to think, Yuri leans in and kisses me. As I return her kiss, all the world around me seems to melt away. In this instant, all of my problems simply cease to exist. The pain in my eyes, my poor vision, the migraine, the time travel, the impossibility of my situation. It all just poof, disappears. Right now, it's just me and Yuri. We pull away from each other after what suddenly seems like not enough time.
Gabriel, I
can feel the stupid grin on my face, but at this moment I fail to care. It's alright, Yuri. I'm really glad you came over.
So am I. And I look forward to doing it again.
I feel the same way. After a quick hug and saying our goodbyes, Yuri leaves and I close the door behind her. I should probably let her get... Wait a minute! Wait! I should probably let her get down the street before I... Everyone, headphone warning. Hell yeah! My celebration is cut short as I feel an intense pain in my head during a jumping fist bump. It takes all the strength I have not to collapse on the floor. Deal with headache and eyes first, celebrate second. Now that she's gone, the gravity of my poor vision kicks in. What if I'm going blind? But why would it happen now if it didn't last time? I continue to contemplate this as I reacquaint myself with the bottle of painkillers. I down 2 pills and pour myself a glass of water. Glass in hand, I make my way back to the living room. My self-diagnosis begins as I take a seat on the couch. I know distorted vision and sensitivity to light are symptoms of a migraine, but this is pretty much total colorblindness. I could still see Yuri pretty well if I strained my eyes, but I can't imagine doing that the whole time was good for me. I also strained my throat with that Yahoo. I began to pull my phone to look up my symptoms, but decided against it. It would probably just tell me the worst possible alternative, and that I only got a week to live. I lie down on the couch and stare at the ceiling. After about a minute, I feel my eyelids getting heavy. Do migraines usually hurt the eyes, or is it just exertion maybe? No, that doesn't make sense. Uh-oh. We're back here again.
What is this feeling? That voice? My body quivers at the thought. It was so familiar. Yet, it sounded like it was far away. Like it was shouting down a tunnel. It asked what I saw on the other side, if I felt trapped. And he didn't even realize it had happened.
I realized!
He must have thought I had seen a ghost. Why am I laughing? What happened today was nothing short of insane. Still, this feeling of warmth won't go away. That voice wasn't from the other side, it came from him. Maybe he really is like me, and he just doesn't know it. The thought of Gabriel being the same as me sends a tingling through my body. Maybe he's the reason that the jealousy isn't as bad as it normally is by now. Who knows? Maybe happiness can be found here after all. I clench my fist as I say this, though I'm not sure if it's out of hope or fear. As I do, I feel the dwindling pain in my eyes. If he is like me, I wonder if he feels this too. I sigh as I lay my arms and head down on my desk. Maybe I can talk to him tomorrow. Just me and him, together, off script. Butterflies spout in my stomach as I plan out a conversation in my head. Gabriel.
So this is Monica speaking. Ugh! I'm up! I'm up! I shoot awake and take a second to gather my bearings. My ball bearings. Alright. I sit up on the couch and notice the pain in my eyes is gone, and my vision is mostly back to normal. Honestly, sleep is magical and should be worshipped. That aside, I'm just glad my headache is over. I don't know what I would have done if it had been permanent. As I pull out my phone to check the time, I see that I received a text from Sayori a few minutes ago.
Hey, what's up?
I smile while typing my response. Just got done with some pretty intense napping. What about you? Send. I'm a little thrown off when I don't receive an immediate response. She's probably just busy. I pick up the remote and turn on the TV. Let's see. I scroll through some channels before I eventually settle on an episode of One Piece. I suppose this will do. About 15 minutes have passed and I still haven't received a reply from Sayori. I'm sure everything is fine. She did tell me she had a lot of homework to make up. Unless... that music though. That's not music, that's ambience. What if she saw Yuri leaving my house earlier? What if she's heartbroken? I feel my muscles tense up as the image of her hanging flashes in my mind. She wouldn't do that. She's been so happy recently. Come on, Sayori, just text me back, please. After another 5 minutes, I can't stand it anymore. I notice my hands were shaking while I'm dialing her number. I start the call, but nobody answers, and it goes to voicemail. It'll be okay. She probably just put her phone on silent. My pep talk doesn't hold up as another minute passes. Damn it! I have to get over there. I stand up from the couch and sprint to the front door in a panicked hurry. I nearly fall over myself as I throw on my shoes. As I go to open the door, I feel a buzz in my pocket. I whip out my phone and see that it's a text.
You're starting to sound like me. And I just finished up the last of my homework.
As I read the message, all I can hear is my heartbeat. I feel tears forming in my eyes as I slide to the floor with my back against the wall. Sayori, I thought I lost you. I wipe the tears away and try to stop my hands from shaking to type my response. I'm really glad to hear that. I'm sorry I didn't help any. Typing that last part makes my stomach turn.
Don't worry. You're not off the hook yet. Well, as my loyal servant, I do expect you to proofread it all.
I form a poor excuse for a grin as I read this. Always making other people smile. I fight back more tears as I continue the conversation. Yes, ma'am. You have my unwavering loyalty. I feel like a liar as I read over the cheery text I just sent. It's to keep her happy. I can't let her know I'm this concerned.
I'll bring it with me tomorrow morning.
Sounds good. I'll prepare myself.
Thanks, Gabriel.
I'm happy to help, Sayori. Once we say our goodnights, I continue sitting on the floor. I don't know what to think of today. That kiss with Yuri, one of the happiest moments of my life. But then I almost broke into Sayori's house because I didn't get a text back. I buried my head into my knees. God, I'm losing it. Once I finish feeling sorry for myself, I begin to stand up. No use moping around, I've still got work to do. I say unenthusiastically. I slowly make my way up the stairs. As I enter my room, I notice how messy it is from my rummaging earlier. That looks like a problem for tomorrow. I walk over to my desk and take a seat. I stare at the wall as I try to put my thoughts into words. So, the agenda. The constant visions of Sayori keep me from focusing. She wouldn't do something so extreme just because she saw a girl leave my house. But still, I was so scared that I almost ran over there. I have to have faith in her. She seemed so happy today. Especially after I gave her my poem. Maybe I should just focus on her for now. At least until the festival. Or is it too late for that? There's no telling how Yuri will act after what we did. My feelings become even more complicated as I begin thinking about Yuri. After today, it's hard to believe that she has some serious life-threatening condition. She might be a little intense at times, but I didn't notice anything really wrong with her. I didn't expect her to be the type that kisses on the first date, but maybe she's just really passionate. It's still a little strange. Sure, I've known her for over a week, but she's only known me for 2 days. Maybe this whole save them all thing doesn't actually have a weight to it. I mean, Yuri and Monica are both relatively normal. And Natsuki is probably just going through a rebellious phase. Sayori is the one who really needs my help. But what if I'm wrong and don't get another chance? Ugh! I cross my arms on my desk and I lay my head in them. Damn it. Worrying about this isn't going to solve anything. I might as well do something productive. I pull out a few pieces of paper and a pen. Once everything is in position, I get back into my writing position. Like before, I write down the words as I hear them in my head. First Sayori's, then Yuri's, and finally Natsuki's. Though I'm a little unsettled as I read over my work. Damn. Maybe writing just brings out a darker side of me. This thought is lost as I pull out another clean sheet of paper. Now it's just Monica. I look at the blank sheet for a while in vain. Still nothing. Well, there's no harm in trying. I close my eyes and place my pen on the paper. After what seems like forever, I finally begin to hear the words. But this time they sound a little different. I try to focus as I begin writing down what I hear. I open my eyes as I finish writing the poem and begin to read it over. A chill comes over my spine as I get to the last line. This one came out pretty dark too, but it seems so different from the others. I shake off the chill and begin copying down all the poems to make them more legible. Once finished, I place them into my folder and stand up. I make my way to my bed, which I promptly flop down onto. Maybe a good night's sleep will help me think clearly. Damn it! I'm sorry. That outburst at Monica was regrettable, to say the least. I just couldn't stop myself after seeing her poem again. But the way she reacted, it wasn't exactly what I expected. I thought that well. Honestly, I'm not sure what I'm thinking. I just hope she doesn't think Gabriel is some kind of crazy person now. His task is hard enough without her trying to avoid him. Oh, and speaking of Gabriel, it seems like he's becoming unsure of what he's doing. You may already know this, but each of these girls really does have a serious problem. When I saw the files during the reset, I got a look at their character traits. It stated that Sayori has depression, Yuri has obsession and self-harm, Natsuki is abused, and Monica? Well, hers wasn't so simple. Is this, like, the game speaking to me? Oh my god. That's deep. Her file was totally different from the others. It seemed to be locked, like I was being prevented from seeing inside. This is actually the reason I first assumed she was like me. And while some of the stuff she says does seem to support that idea, it might not actually matter after what happened today. That boat may have sunk. Sorry again. I really hope I didn't mess anything up too bad. Try not to worry, though. I'll do my best to make up for it. I'll find some way to convince Gabriel that he was right about the girls. If he sees a subtle sign of one of their problems, I'll try and point it out to him so that he knows for sure that something is wrong. If I had been smart, I would have had him pay more attention to Yuri's sleeve tugging. Or the fact that it was lightly reflecting off a knife in her purse. I knew it! I knew it! But I didn't want to ruin the moment. I just hope that decision doesn't come back to haunt me. Well, us. Anyway, on a last somber note, you may have figured this out already, but it's me who's been writing the poems. When Gabriel concentrates hard enough, he can hear me and I get some control over him physically. So I've been helping him out in that regard. So who is this entity? Who is the question mark? I'm not sure why my handwriting originally looked like Monica's, but I doubt it's important. Let's see, what else? Oh, I tried to say this last time, but I got cut off, which is likely due to the time here passing differently than it does normally. I was going to tell you that I've been inputting information into Gabriel since the reset. I didn't really have control over him since seeing what I saw, but that's not all that I've been able to give him. When the game reset, it was like I forced out of the loop, per se. I didn't just see some of the game files. It gave me a glimpse of the world outside too. Even though I only saw it briefly, I was practically overwhelmed with information. It actually took me quite a while to sift through it all. But once I did, I gave Gabriel some of the information that I thought might be helpful. First it was memes, and then memes and things that would give him some personality. Then it was the information about various books and works of literature and so on. Also, you wouldn't believe how much pornography I had to remove. Ew. But I digress. I still have quite a bit of information that I didn't give him, but at the moment it doesn't seem useful. I was also scared that giving him all of it at once would break him somehow. I think that's just about it. Oh, and one last thing. It's about the pain we've been feeling these last 2 days. I'm not totally sure, but I think it may be caused by cliffhangers, damn it! I lie in bed looking at the ceiling for a while. I was hoping some sleep might clear my head, but it doesn't seem I was so lucky. I slowly began to get out from under my covers. As I do, I try my hardest to think about what happened yesterday. It's a new day. There's nothing to worry about. Alright. I'm gonna stop right here. Oh man. What is that thing? What is that thing that's talking to us? Is that like the mod creator or something? I don't know what that is or who that is or what's going on here, but whatever it is, it's interesting. Anyways, ladies and gents, I hope you have enjoyed the video, and if you have, feel free to give it a like, share it with a friend if you wish. If you are so inclined, you may also hit the subscribe button and ring the bell beside subscribe. This way you'll be notified anytime I post new videos to the channel. And also, if you if you wish, you may also comment down below other suggestions for video games and DDLC mods that you would like to see me play in the future. And I think that's it. Anyways, ladies and gents, I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye!